Hi, and welcome to Home-Based Business Review. I'm your host, Carl Douglas, and today we have a gentleman on the line that's going to talk about what is social magnetism, okay? And a lot of you have asked the question about that. How can I use that online and offline? And I brought in an expert here that's going to basically talk just about that, and his name is Ben. Ben is an international speaker, author, and trainer. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Carl, how are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. I got my 2 shots, I feel healthy.
Oh, as Joey would say, how you doing?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Well, let's break the ice here, because we have some very interesting audience here that's interested in your professional topic that you brought to mind. It's social magnetism. What is that?
Social magnetism is the ability to attract people to you, right? Rather than you selling to people, they automatically think, whoa, Carl, you are such an amazing guy. I want to know more about you. And you may not have said anything. You may have just walked into a room, or somebody's looked at your profile. Something has happened and you think, Carl, you are just so cool. Same with your audience here who are watching this. People just walk into the room and they think, they haven't said anything, but I'd really like to get to know that person there.
The vibes.
It's the vibes, or the energy, or the spiritual holiness. I call it what you will, but that is social magnetism. The ability to magnetically attract people.
And I got to tell you, I'm a person, I'm into engaging, and I know the importance of first impression. Tell me, is there something you can do to make people feel good when they're around you or before they meet you? Because I know if you see a person, they can see you from a distance, and they can feel if you're open to a conversation with them, right? You know how people say in business, I'm going to work the room. Right?
Yeah. And I don't know what they mean when they say they're going to work the room. Social magnetism was born out of people working the room badly.
Okay.
It was like, I'd go, I remember my first networking event, before networking events was even a thing. And I went to it. My friend, who was actually a mentor for me in business, said, "Hey, Ben, would you like to come along? I've got, at the time, because it was the early days of networking events, he said, I've got like 200-300 people. And, there I go along to the event, I'm his guest and everything. But people kept coming up to me and say, hey, I do this, this, and this. I'm looking for a job here. They haven't even got to know who I am. So, and I've seen that today. It's still, they go and see you and instantly they're asking you for a favor. Carl, we met on this app called Clubhouse, yeah?
Yes.
That's how we met. And, I'm seeing people not only just pitching straight away without being asked, but then they'll say, like, you're going to do them a favor, right? You're going to do them a favor. So they'll say, look, can you DM me the details? DM means direct message, the details. Yes. I'm thinking, look, if you want the information, you should DM me, not ask me to do the work, to go to your Instagram, do you know what I mean? That's why their social magnetism is off. Nobody wants to connect with them because you're making people who are trying to help you do the work.
Yes.
So anyway, that's just an aspect of social magnetism. This is what we write about a little bit in the book. There was a fantastic book that this is kind of a little bit based on how to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, but he
Yes.
didn't write his book for social media. So there's a lot of that stuff. But again, we talk about how to engage with social media online in this book. So that's the little slight difference.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, let me ask you this question. Where did your home-based business journey begin? Tell me when all this happened, that you knew there was something here that you need to make into either a course or a book. When did that happen?
Oh, so this didn't happen till probably about 5-6 years ago, and this just is born out of me being on this planet, I guess, and looking at my own journey as somebody who had zero confidence, and I always wanted to be an actor, and I remember my family thinking, "No, you'll never be," because I had issues, lots of issues, but because I was bullied a lot, so I just didn't know how to connect, because that creates kind of one of these vicious cycles, where you're bullied, so you isolate yourself because you don't think people like you, which makes you a bigger target for bullies, so you get bullied more, so you get even less and less confidence. But over time, I learned some stuff and got more and more confident in who I am. Plus, I'm not severely autistic, but I'm, according to my self-diagnosis and the tests, pretty high up there. So even today, I don't quite understand some of the social norms and cues to engage. So that's where this has come from. And it's helped me understand and explode so many different businesses in technology, in cybersecurity, in education and training, hospitality, and so on, and the property business, just by understanding how to connect with people, give them masses of value so that they just think, I get this all the time. Here's the thing, Carl. People are constantly asking me, Ben, you're not selling anything, but I want to buy something from you.
Wow.
So in that app, Clubhouse, I think I may have upset one of my co-hosts a little bit in one of the rooms, because they were asking him for me to coach them. I think I was offered about $20,000 to coach one person, and I said, I'm really sorry, I don't have the bandwidth. I really don't. Wow. It takes a lot of energy for me to coach people, which I've done. I've helped people. I've worked with people through their kind of the financial goals. One person wanted to be a millionaire. He's done that, took 18 months. Another person just wanted $100,000 from zero she was earning. So that took 9 months to get her there. There's another one who, so anyway, but it just takes a lot of energy. Plus I've got my own stuff to deal with. So anyway, that's kind of what happened. And social magnetism, or any business, whether it's home, online, offline, is a people's sport.
Yes.
If you cannot connect with people, then you're going to have major challenges in your business. And you might say online, but I don't see people. Well, yes, you do. And you do connect with people. Who's your website developer? Who creates your funnels? Who is creating all your shops?
Yes.
And what happens when you don't deliver on what a customer has asked for? So those are all aspects of social magnetism.
Beautiful, beautiful. So let's say that I'm a business owner, okay, and I want to know, could this help me in my business? Maybe finding partners, or even some people want to find someone to marry, whatever. So is this SM, could it help as well?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Carl. It's almost as if I gave you the question. I didn't, audience. I didn't give him the question. Carl is just a very intuitive kind of guy. But yes, absolutely. So social magnetism, please audience, if you can, watch the TED talk. It's not that long. It's about 15 minutes of your life, which will transform your life, help boost all your superpowers, and just help you understand aspects of you, and if you've got a business with staff, why you may not be doing as well as you can, or even help you do even better. Okay, so that's it. Now let me just kill my phone, even though it's on silent. It seems to make a sound. So how can it help you find a compatible business partner? Well, the 3 aspects of social magnetism, which is what the TED talk is, and the book goes in much deeper than that, because you only have 15 minutes in a TED talk. But the 3 components is 1, understand you to your core, understand the value you are, and love yourself to pieces. Yeah, you got to love yourself to pieces. So one aspect is to look in a mirror, and you know, we all have issues with ourselves. You know, you might have accidentally, you know, you've got your life partner, and you may have been absolutely rude to your life partner, and you didn't mean to, but you still got to love yourself. Look, you know, Ben, I love you. I know you didn't mean to do that. I know you've got a good heart, and so on. Let's try and deal with it. If you've got anger issues, because they're a wonderful person, you don't want to be taking that out on them. I'm going to love you through it. If you're obese a little bit, well, you're going to love you anyway. And if you want to keep on eating, fine, just carry on eating. And if you want to love yourself and train and exercise, or stop eating, you know, fast food and fizzy pops, then that's great too. So that's the whole aspect, which is loving you to be yourself.
You know, a lot of people they set goals, okay, and they feel that is wrong to, once they reach a goal, they feel it's wrong to reward themselves. I believe, let's talk about that. I believe that's like punishment. You're punishing yourself. What do you think?
I would say I was one of those people. I don't think it was necessarily punishing myself. I later on in life learned the teachings of Dr. Wayne Dyer. And, you know, he does teach you about arriving. So I would say that I didn't punish myself, but I didn't enjoy arriving at the goals, because immediately I hit a goal, I'd be on to the next goal.
Yes.
Right. And so I never had this kind of arrival. I'd be thinking, okay, done that, what's next? Yeah. And I think it's, you know, in fact, I stopped setting goals for about 3 or 4 years, just because I wanted to embrace that kind of, yeah, you know, I set out to do what I wanted to do. Let's just enjoy it for a little bit. Yeah. If I could go back to finding your compatible business partner. So
yes,
that first aspect was about, you know, just understanding you and who you are. Now, this is core to finding a life partner, a compatible business partner. Because when people are abusive to you, and I'm learning a little bit about microaggressions at the moment, because before I could only just feel it, but I never actually knew about it until someone spoke a little bit about it. And you just feel it. You don't know why, but you feel that even though they're saying, Carl, you're a wonderful guy. Yeah, you know, your mustache is a bit, but you're a wonderful guy. So I'm talking about these and then they build up to undermine you, either in front of other people or your own self-esteem. So that's why when you just love yourself so much, you don't put up with that. You walk away. Yeah, absolutely walk away, because when you have a compatible business partner or a life partner, you don't want to be dealing with that every day.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You want to have that core value of that connectivity, a bit like you and your beautiful wife having such a fantastic relationship. Of course, it's not been easy all the time, but when you kind of love yourself, it overflows. There's this this phrase in the Bible, right? When Jesus was asked, Jesus, what is the greatest commandment? And he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your might. And the second one is to love your neighbor as you love yourself, which is just as great as the first one, if you read the thing. And so many people, and comes to the second bit in social magnetism, they're so focused on, in my world, that is, and I'm not talking about the scam people, but I'm talking my world, they're so focused on giving value. Oh, Carl, you're so wonderful. But they never think about giving value back to themselves, and looking after themselves as much as everybody else. So over time, they get exhausted or they get angry because hey, I've been nice to Carl, but he's not being nice to me. No, that's a business kind of transaction. That's not giving value for value. So that's the second part. The second part shows you how to give value to other people. And even if you don't feel you've got any value to give anyone, maybe your thing is road sweeping. You love sweeping roads, and that's great, or you're a waiter and you don't feel, for whatever reason, although waiters are amazing people, that some of them suffer from back problems and so on. Audience, if you ever connect with and see a waiter and you think that that's a demeaning job, please don't. They have to carry heavy things all the time. They have all sorts of issues. They have to be nice and learn, a lot of social magnetism kind of techniques to customers. And some of the customers, they complain about everything.
They do.
And so these people who think that, I'm not saying that all of them think that, but some of them do, that they don't have any value to give. We share with them in the TED Talk that I've given, called Social Magnetism, and I do it practically. I hate blah, 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 one direction communication. So I like demonstrating things. And so I invite someone on the stage to demonstrate how I can give value to someone, even if I haven't met them and have no clue whether they're interested in someone like me. So those are the three components. When you love yourself, you know when to walk away. So that means that all the people who are going to cause you problems, you're not even going to engage with as a business partner or a life partner. And also, when you're giving so much value to people, it's like when you love yourself so much, it just overflows into other people. I'm not talking about a narcissistic love. I'm just talking about, hey, this is how I look after myself. I'm going to look after Carl like that. Yeah. They just overflow.
I love this because people can feel if you really genuinely care about them. They have to feel good about you. And like you're just saying, it's like an art, but it's how to be naturally that type of person. And I know this for a fact that when I go, I meet anyone, I'm going to make sure that they feel me before I even open my mouth. I want them to feel that, oh, this guy's happy. I want part of that. I want that. I want to share in that feeling. And then you also find out that you're attracting them. They're coming to you based on how you make them feel.
Well, actually, it's not even just how you make them feel. It's because you love yourself so much that they can feel it. They can feel that overflow coming towards them. And when you love yourself so much, you don't care how you look. You don't care whether your English is not good enough. You don't care whether some people might think you're XYZ, because why do you care? The only person who really matters, who cares, who's waking up with you every morning, who's looking after you and protecting you every day, is you. And if you care about who you are, then everyone else is going to care about who you are. But if you don't care about who you are, why should anybody else care? Why should they be attracted to you? Because obviously you don't think much of yourself. Yeah. And you're almost asking people just to use you and abuse you. Okay, look, Carl, he's created these he's helped companies get to $1 billion. So I just want to use his acumen. But once I've done that, I'm going to get out, because he doesn't really care about himself. You know, who wants to be around someone who's constantly telling you how useless and awful and horrible they are? It kind of like, when I see that in other people, not when they're making a joke, because in England we always make these deprecating jokes about ourselves, but when they're constantly saying, well, you know, I'm not very clever, I get very angry with them. I just say, listen, look, and first of all, they'll say, well, I was just joking. Of course, I'm very clever. And I'm saying, well, over time, you saying that over and over time about yourself will actually cause your intellectual and your understanding of connecting with people to go down. I've seen this so many times. Someone very close to me kept saying over and over, and they had many friends, I just want to be alone. That was their mantra. I just want to be alone. And over time, their personality developed into a very toxic personality, so that one day that person was alone, and even their family didn't like to be around them.
Wow.
Didn't expect that. Yeah. So that's why, you know, when you care and think about yourself because you love yourself so much, yeah, you will automatically not want to be around other people who hate themselves so much, or you'll be helping them and correcting them in some of their language. Not initially, like if you made a joke about yourself, Carl, I'll just laugh with you. But if I saw that like every day, I'm going to call you on it. Yeah, because we don't want to be like the watch your speak. I only want positivity police person, because we all go through things and we like to make jokes, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Does any of that help?
Yes, it does. It definitely does. It should share some light on the subject of people who are always in a bad mood because they don't love themselves, and they end up projecting those feelings onto other people when they look at them. Like you were saying, people don't want to be around people who don't like themselves or make them feel unhappy.
Yeah, you feel like uncomfortable. And out of that, some of those people kind of also attack other people. Not because they thought, I don't know if you've had this, Carl, but have you ever had people kind of be demeaning towards you, but they didn't think that about you? It was all about them. They didn't like themselves. So, you know, and their dislikeness of themselves was overflowing into other people.
And this is, like you're saying, toxic feelings like that can damage your business relationship with someone as well.
Oh, absolutely, and your partner, because even though you love them to pieces, yeah, your own internal self is now overflowing into them, and that happens. You know, like they say, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, your life partners, you spend the most time with them, and that'll overflow into them, your personality.
You know what you just said is so true. My wife, she's right there. She's going like this. But you're right. They become you, and you become them, and before you know it, you're like, oh, I'm unhappy today about something I did yesterday, but you're happy about something you did today, you know, so we have to bridge the gap here somewhere along the line.
Do you have kids, Carl?
We do. We have raised 3 of our own.
Wow. Do you ever see like some of their personalities are a little bit like yours?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
Sometimes you get angry with them, and then you realize, actually, that's me I'm getting angry with.
That's interesting.
So when maybe they've grown up by now, but or not, I don't know. But sometimes when you're getting angry with your kids, they're actually behaving like you. And I often hear parents say, look, do what I tell you, not what I do. Well, unfortunately, kids will end up replicating your behavior, not what you're telling them.
Wow. Now, my daughter is just turned 30, and I have a son that's 36, and another one is 34.
Wow.
Yes. And my daughter, she actually helped us bring in 3 grandkids in the world, and
she helped you.
Yeah, she helped us because I actually
because you ordered 3 grandchildren.
I ordered it. I ordered it by going to McDonald's.
I want you to bring me 3 grandchildren.
Yes.
Here's how much? Here's the check.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Marks. they've got a special offer. 3 for the price of 2.
That's right. That's right. And the interesting part about it, I didn't have any grandkids, and I told my children, I said, look, your dad is getting up there now, so I'll take a oops baby. Oops, we had a baby. We didn't.
What's that?
Oops baby is when something happened they wasn't planning.
Oh, I see. An oops baby.
I call them oops babies. I'm gonna get a shirt that says I had an oops baby.
Yeah, a lot of that's happening with the current epidemic. Actually, it's been locked down. I think several of my friends have had oops babies.
Oh, they did. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you. But she had 3, and one is 5. The other one is actually 2, and then one will just turn to 1 is going to be 1 here in about 3 more months. So been blessed. I ordered up 1, but 3 came. So what can I say?
Brilliant. You are the luckiest man on this planet. Do you feel like that?
I do. I feel that God has blessed me, blessed my whole family, because it's a family blessing. Anytime you can span your family, because when you're gone, something else is living, and that's the beautiful part about it. You mentioned something.
I want to come back. I asked you that question specifically.
Okay.
You feel you're the luckiest person on this planet. You see, this is the thing with social magnetism. When you love yourself so much, you actually feel really lucky. And there's so much gratitude that pours out of you that you think, wow, great. I'm going to make another $10,000 or $100 or $1. I don't care. It's great. I love myself so much. $1 is fantastic. $100, brilliant. $10,000, wonderful. You're more focused on blessing other people than chasing money. And funny enough, when you're not chasing money, money chases you.
That's right.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
And that comes out of that whole social magnetism, because when you think and you love yourself so much, you think, I'm so lucky. I wake up every day with someone who loves me to pieces. I need to share that blessing with Carl.
There you go. And I got to share
that blessing with that person who I just seen down the street. Mm-hmm. That person looks miserable. I'm going to go and waltz up to them. And if they're grumpy to me, that's fine, because I still love myself.
Beautiful. Ben, you wrote a book too, a Microsoft book. Tell me about that.
That book was about integrating a Microsoft operating system with another operating system. It's 2 operating systems getting together and making love.
I like that.
I don't want to overload your wonderful audience with all the tech details.
You know what?
I'll give it like a feature film.
That's
one
beautiful.
operating system.
That's
all alone. And then another operating system. And they were both on their own. They didn't know how to connect. So, in this book, this love story of 2 lonely operating systems using social magnetism to connect. Sorry.
I like that. Ben, we're running out of time here. We have about a minute. Okay, what would be your final thoughts about our subject line here?
Social magnetism. Yeah. Please watch that TED Talk. It will help you so much. And if you want to take it to another level, there are lots of ways you can learn about social magnetism. The book I have is on Amazon. That's one way. Or there's a lot of articles. There's a lot of articles on just how to connect with people. So if you can't afford the $10 or whatever it is, then please get online, watch those articles. It will help you so much in your life. That, you know, I have had times when I've lost everything for whatever reason, yeah. But I've had so many great friends around me who said, Ben, you've given me so much value over the time we've known each other. I'd like to bless you back. Here's a lot of money, or here's some connections to get you back on your feet. And I've said to them, well, how much interest do you want? When do you want your money back? No, Ben, you've helped me so much. This is a gift to you. I know you will give it back to me. Right? So your social magnetism is worth more than any penny you can ever have. Today, I literally, if I was a pauper, could be living with lots of different friends. I've had people saying, Ben, I'll just build a house for you. Why don't you come and live here? I'm going to build one for my mom and one for myself. And this is a sheikh who I accidentally met in a restaurant. Isn't that crazy? Because of the whole social magnetism vibe.
Beautiful. Ben, do you have 3 friends you want to do a shout out for?
Do I have 3 friends that I want to have a shout out for? Just, I always like to shout out to my team and my kids. So to my kids, Jessica and Nathan, wonderful, wonderful people who've blessed me over my life, and they look after me today. And my team, Opportunities, the business team, they're again always looking after me. Miles, Peter, and Keely, Keely, she's the brains, the managing director in the business.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Ben, we want to invite you back. Would you come back and share some more of your wisdom with us?
For you, Carl, because you're such an amazing guy. Yes.
All right. I love to hear that. Once again, this is Carl Douglas from Home-Based Business Review. Our guest today was Ben. Ben has a very interesting thing that you guys should definitely get a hold of. His philosophy is very interesting. It's going to help you in your business. It's what is social magnetism. Remember that, folks. Well, Ben, once again, thank you for coming, and we look forward to our next interview with you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.